What is up, everyone? Tis I, the Gaming Guy. Now, there are some questions, or not always questions, but there's things I see on the channel pretty often, and I figured I'd finally make a video covering these things. And as you can tell by the title, one of the main ones I get asked all the time, every stream, like every other Mario video, it seems like, is people ask me, am I gonna make more Dashie levels, or more levels for Dashie, I guess, or Ryu, or whatever. The answer to that is probably not. And let me explain why that is. So before I do that though, this is going to be the biggest topic of the whole thing. This is probably going to be a majority of the video, and it's going to branch off into several things related to it, so bear with me, alright? First of all, one of the most just simplest reasons is there's no guarantee he'll play it. You know, I'm busy, I have my own job, and I have YouTube, and those things alone take up a lot of my time. So to set aside time to make a level for someone who's not guaranteed to play it doesn't really sound like a smart decision on my end. Sure, I think I know good times of when to send it and what to include in the title and all that jazz to make him more likely to pick it, but there's still, he's not a Mario YouTuber. You know, he plays it every week, sure, but he's not a Mario YouTuber like myself. I'm not either, but he's still one of the more viewed and submitted to people because that's all he does is play levels from viewers. Whereas someone like Ryu even, I'm sure gets way less. For one, his subscriptions are less, and two, he doesn't play Twitter levels all that often. Even still though, Dashie, with all those submissions, mine can just get flooded in there, and that'd be kind of annoying to spend, you know, however long it takes to make the level, for it to be basically wasted. And something I see in the comments a lot too is people say, you should make a level for Dashie, and then people would say, yeah, that'd really help with subscribers. He'd have 100,000 by now if he just kept making levels for him. But then the channel would be known for reacting to Dashie playing my levels, which is not what the channel's about. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I did it initially, put me in the spotlight, and then I was like, okay, let's, I guess, make more videos. And eventually it evolved into what we are now. And I did a lot of Mario in the beginning, and I still kind of do, because that's what mainly people come for, and I get that. But I'm hoping people grow to learn, you know, how my personality is, how the humor is, and the community, and they say, you know what, let's check out more of what the Gaming Guy has to offer, and then they go on and they check out other stuff. So if I was known for just the reactions, that would be bad. That'd be putting the channel into more of a hole than it is now. And sure, we have 65,000 subscribers. That's pretty good. Obviously, I'm not like upset by that by any means. You can tell the views vary because Mario views get like, I don't know, 10,000-ish, and everything else gets like 1,000. So currently the channel's in that hole due to that. And I will say this too, a lot of people don't even know I post stuff aside from Mario, because apparently many people only look at videos through the home page, not their subscription page. And so since they only ever watch the Mario videos, that's the only thing they're seeing. So if you want to see everything of all your creators, like not just me obviously, just everyone, you got to go to the subscription page and browse through there. Otherwise you're not gonna. So yes, I do play other games like Subnautica, I play Overwatch, I play PUBG, Fortnite, I did a full thing of Outlast 2, Little Nightmares, and Resident Evil 7 all in VR. So there's quite a bit of things that I have on the channel, just people either don't know about it or don't care about it, which is whatever, you know. I hope that someday you guys give it a chance, but whatever. And then here's probably, I'd say, the biggest reason of why I don't really like making these reaction videos or stuff like that, is because then I become linked to a YouTuber. So obviously after the first reaction, it went basically viral. I don't know if viral is the right word, but it's sitting at like 3 million views now. And from a relatively unknown person myself. And I got linked to Dashie. So everything I did from that point on was copying Dashie or Dashie-esque or whatever. You know what I mean? So even though no one says, hey, you do that like quiet yell thing like Dan TDM, or you act all excited like Jacksepticeye, or you have quick cuts like the Funhouse guys or whatever. Like there's plenty of other inspirations that I have. Dashie was a relatively new guy I watched. And not to mention, people just don't know me in person or my past or anything, so they don't know if that's how I've always acted. They just made assumptions when they were incorrect. But, you know, you're not going to stop people from just blindly, accusing these kind of things. So with that said, I wanted to separate myself from Dashie as much as possible. My channel's my channel, you know, we're our own community. So yeah, like the goal was to build the community, the Z Gaming Guy community, Z Army, whatever you want to call it. And I see a lot of familiar faces and people commenting every now and then saying, hey, I don't comment a lot, but I watch, and I just want you to know, like, I appreciate your videos. And I like this. I like building this community. It's super cool, and we're just having our own identity, and I like that. Like, after, you know, it's been a year, over a year, and we finally have like an intro that everyone knows. The Tazai Z Gaming Guy. It took forever. You know, there's a lot of things known on this channel now, and I like that. Oh, while we're on the topic of copying people, I had someone, well, a couple times I've gotten this actually, well, by couple, probably like a couple dozen. People say like, oh, you're wearing a beanie? Are you trying to be like Oshi Kurosu or like Dashie or Ryuka or whatever? It's like, the funny thing is, they're mentioning all these people, but none of them are copying the others. You know what I mean? I'm copying them, but they're not copying each. Okay, that's logical. I'm following your train of thought here. But why don't you back the fuck up for a second and listen? Someone also said it's a gimmick. Like, why are you using their gimmick? And I'm like, do you know what gimmick means? Like, that's like a selling point almost. A beanie is an accessory. It's a thing you wear, much like this shirt. I'm gonna wear a shirt because I don't want my nips flying out here. I'm gonna wear a beanie because it's either cold or I don't feel like combing my hair. That's all. You're looking way too much into this, so just gotta put that out there. Okay, so I won't make levels for Dashie, but will I make levels for other people, like Ryu or whatever? That's also probably a no, unless it's a collaborative thing, as in like with me and Oshi Kurosu, for example. I made him a level, he made me a level. It was just it was a cool little interaction, you know what I mean? It's not like one of us were just trying to benefit from the other, like, exclusively or something, I guess, if you want to say that. It was just a fun thing to do, a little collaboration. It wasn't much else to it, you know? I was like, hey, that'd be cool. I want to see a level you'd make for me and stuff like that. But, you know, it's once you start getting bigger in subscriber numbers, you do have the thought of, you know what, I think we're at the point where it'd be fun to get together with someone of a similar subscription level and just kind of have our fans interact with each other and maybe come up with a cool idea that's unique to us, kind of thing. So if it's something like that, I'm absolutely okay with making a level for someone. But again, I'm not a Mario channel, so it's not like that's the only thing I ever want to do. Like, if I collaborate with someone else, I would love it for it to be in like PUBG or Overwatch or literally anything else. Like, I'm totally cool with that. So there will be things like that in the future, I'm sure. But as for the levels for Dashie, I think I'm kind of over that. And as a final little note on the Dashie thing, my levels aren't that great. Like, okay, sure, I'm probably like above average at level making. I can be creative at times, but there's the aesthetics hardly there. And I wouldn't even say I'm in the top like 1,000 creators in the world or anything. So there's the only thing with Dashie's levels, he gets so many garbage levels probably at these points still, that mine all of a sudden look god tier because it's not just trolls just every other second. So like, holy shit, a level that actually looks fun and I want to play it? Sign me up, make more for him, please. But honestly, like my levels aren't worth making a big deal about. It's like, if I don't make them, you're not missing out on much, you know what I mean? Unless I have some creative burst of inspiration and turn out the next fucking Mona Lisa of Mario levels, but that's highly unlikely. So trust me, you're not going to miss out on much if I just don't make any more levels. Okay, so moving on from the whole levels for Dashie thing, I'm going to go into a couple other commonly asked questions that I get, or it's just statements being said. One being, what time do I stream and what day and stuff like that? I stream Sundays, 2 p.m. Mountain Time, typically every Sunday, and sometimes I'll throughout the week randomly. It just kind of depends on a couple things. So that's when you can look forward to those streams. It's always going to be Mario Sundays, just so you know. But I have considered recently moving over to Twitch and doing it there. There just seems to be more benefits on Twitch for everyone involved, not just me, but for you guys too. So I've been considering that. And then like usual, just editing those down and still posting them on YouTube. So you can still stay here on YouTube and watch it. That's totally fine. But if you're interested in watching it live and interacting with everyone and with myself, because we do have conversations that I'm not going to show on camera just because you probably don't care. You're probably here for the gameplay. So if you're interested in these conversations and whatnot and some more info on everything, then I would definitely suggest hopping into one of the live streams and checking it out. It's pretty cool. It's really chill, really fun. Another thing I want to bring up and kind of like, I guess, defuse or put oil on the fire. But people are saying streaming and then editing it and uploading it to YouTube is cheating or is lazy, stuff like that. And then I'm thinking to myself, have you heard of Carl Sagan 42? Because that's literally every one of his videos. I don't know if you know that, but that's I'm just putting it out there. But I mean, either way, it's like it's the same thing, except instead of recording by myself quietly, I'm recording with people watching me record, essentially. So I don't really see what the problem is, but I think that's just people being nitpicky, so whatever. But I figured I'd just mention, I see these comments, I acknowledge them, but I'm ignoring them also. So, you know what though, I'm gonna cut it short here in terms of the topics and stuff, because I feel like we've said enough. Well, I've said enough, I guess. I've been blabbering for who knows how long. But I'll stop it here, and maybe I'll put out another video kind of doing something similar where I talk about a lot of things I see often, like frequently asked questions and stuff like that. But I don't want to just rant or anything too long. So I'm going to stop here. I will talk a little bit of Z-Talks about an interesting topic someone wanted me to talk about, but if you don't care about that stuff, that's totally fine. But thank you for stopping by, hearing my piece on why it is I'm choosing to do certain things. Hopefully you understand where I'm coming from. Hopefully I'm not going to get asked this anymore, but I probably will. I'm sure in this video people will comment it just to troll me. But whatever. You get used to it. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. I hope you got everything, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so the little Z-Talks thing I want to, I guess, discuss. Someone in the comments had said, you should talk about existential crisis because they'd be interested in my thoughts on it. And I have said in the past, I encourage you all to give me topics to discuss in Z-Talks moments. I am totally open to hearing what you guys say and what else you want me to talk about, if you want to hear my thoughts on particular things and stuff, because it's interesting to have the conversation. You know, I remember, I will never forget back when I talked about the time freeze theories and stuff like that. There was a lot of comments in there discussing their theories and trying to debunk mine or say that sounds interesting and stuff like that. It was super cool to have the conversation. And I do want to keep this going. So as for existential crisis, I could give you like the definition, like written definition, but I'll give you my take on it, okay? Existential crisis is essentially like the realization of how insignificant you are to everything else, like in the universe, basically. So have you ever seen a picture of like the sun, and then you see a little dot next to it and it says, this is the Earth? And you're just like, holy shit, like the Earth's tiny. And then even smaller in there is you. Like you are microscopic compared to everything. And that's just the sun. That's not even the galaxy. That's not even the solar system. That's not even the universe. You know what I mean? So once you start like seeing the grand picture of things, and you're like, wow, I'm being very narrow-minded right now. Like I only see what's in front of me and like what benefits me and the people around me. But it's even if I think about what benefits the planet, which a lot of people don't, I'm not thinking what benefits the universe or something like that. You know, then you think, wow, I'm going to go through my day going to school, studying, maybe meeting someone, doing this, but I'm not going to like progress humanity in any way probably. And it's like all these realizations that you're like, shit, like, is it worth getting upset about that dude who like cut me off in traffic when it's like, we're all gonna die anyway? It's a very interesting topic because it's almost like you feel a sense of dread, but at the same time enlightenment. You know, you feel like you understand the universe better than other people. At least that's how I felt sometimes, where I look at others not capable, it seems, of deep thought. Like I'm sure we've all known that person, you know what I mean, who you try to have a deep conversation with them about the universe or just things going on and the what ifs of life, and they just say, oh, I don't know, you know, and they don't really go into it, and you're like, wow, you're fun, but you know, you want that person who's your friend, and you stay till 2 a.m. talking about like dude, what if like aliens came and like they were our creators or whatever? You know, you just want to have these crazy discussions with them. Those are the fucking cool things, you know, that I want us to have sometimes. And existential crisis, of course, is one of them. But it's very hard to just say, this is it. This is what it is. This is what it means to have an existential crisis. But the freaky thing is, sometimes when you have this crisis, you can get into a bit of a down funk, if that makes sense, where you just kind of don't feel motivated because, like I said before, everything seems meaningless all of a sudden when you really think of the grand scheme of things. You know, you think it's kind of like when people worry, like people are freaking out about a red cup, you know, during fucking Christmas, which I know a lot of us are going to look at as like, that's ridiculous. But then when you start having this crisis, you look at it even more ridiculous, because you're like, why the fuck are we worrying about? Why are we worrying about skin color and cups and stupid petty shit like this when there's like a whole universe out there? We have no idea what the hell's out there. What if we're being watched by aliens right now? Holy shit, we're all gonna die. Am I the only one having an existential crisis like this? Probably, huh? But really though, like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like when at least I'm in this kind of funk and I see like these big ol' debates about stuff like, was this a hate crime? Was the election planned? And then it just, all of a sudden, it just seems so like high school bullshit, you know? You're kind of like, what the fuck is wrong with us, man? we're so concerned about all this shit, but like, we're not thinking about what's best for the planet or anything. Like, god damn it, I'm starting to have a crisis already. Help, send help. Hopefully no one takes offense to any of this either. Like, I'm not trying to like downplay the seriousness of racism and stuff. That is definitely a thing that happens. I'm not trying to say it's not. But it's just so dumb, you know? Like, why are you racist? Like, who cares if they're black or white or Asian or gay or whatever? Like, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I don't know where the hell I'm going with this topic anymore. I was just kind of like blabbering and my mind just kept wandering, and eventually I was going to change. That's the problem with me, is I'll talk about a topic, but then there's something that's kind of related, and then it branches off into that topic, and then it branches off into it. I would be here forever, okay? I'm not the kind of I am the person you want to talk to till like 3 or 2 a.m., but not for a video that's supposed to be like 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to stop here before I get out of hand. But like I said before, if there's anything you want me to talk about, I don't care what it is. Like, you guys can ask for anything. Like, even if it's something like a serious topic, I think we can all be mature enough to handle other people's opinions. You know what I mean? But yeah, go ahead and let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. Also, let me know if you had any existential crisis moments, and what were those like for you? Did you have a similar experience to me where you looked at things kind of like, bitch, that ain't even a problem? Or was yours very different? I'd like to know. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the talk. Hopefully you enjoyed everything else in the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Earth. An interesting home to a species known as humans. Watching these humans, I have learned many things. That they are weak. That they are selfish. That they fear what they cannot understand. Yet within all of this darkness, I constantly see hope. How some of them are capable of holding on to this hope, I will never know. Yet time and time again, when a crisis event occurs, other humans constantly provide a hand to others. Yes, there are those who take advantage of the chaos and add further to it. But to see these other humans reach out, it's quite fascinating. Perhaps one day, they too will be able to join us in a galactic civilization. One day I hope they are ready, but that day is not today.